welcome to the Morning Melee podcast, the show where we talk about what Melee means to us and share stories and experiences and love for the game. Today's guest is someone I didn't expect would be on here, actually, but I was thinking about who to talk to, interesting people I know or I've somehow just found a connection with, over my Melee career, and I think, Aklo, you are one of the most impressive people to have on here, definitely. You guys know Aklo, top 15 impressive number Fox player, and a crazy link. But what's up, dude? How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you having me on here. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. There's a ton of stuff I'd like to kind of just ask people, just because I don't know. Maybe some other people don't know also, but I think your roots kind of in Melee are just really fascinating, I guess. So I think what I want to start with asking you is, where did you start? Who got you into Melee? When was it? I was looking at your Smash Wiki and stuff, and it said there's a tournament from 2015. I was like, that's a while back, but yeah, do you have a
Yeah.
moment when Melee started for you?
Yeah, I've literally been playing Melee since I was able to hold a controller. So maybe 1 or 2 years old.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Because I have three older brothers, right? Um, and Smash was one of the few games we could all play together at the same time.
Mm.
And like uh Melee, yeah, we would just play consistently, every day. And um, it wasn't until I was 12 years old when I entered my first tournament. But that's actually not what first got us into competitive play.
Mm.
Because even back when I was 4 or 5 years old, my oldest brother would show us videos on YouTube of Ken versus PT Chris,
uh,
and it would be Marth chain grabbing a Falco. So then I learned how to do that when I was 6. And then my brother always jokes, or it's not a joke actually. He always kind of laughs about this, and it's a true fact. I learned how to wave dash before I could read.
You could
Um
read English language.
yeah, I was literally wave dashing when I was 3, 4 years old, but I didn't know how to read yet.
It's in your blood. Oh my god.
So yeah, then my first ever tournament, I was 12 years old. Um, and I did pretty well. I got ninth out of like 80 something in melee, and I got
Wow.
seventh out of 90 in Project M or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, but the thing was, back then, obviously I didn't drive, right? So, um, it was all dependent on my oldest brother driving us, and he was just entering pre-med and med school back then,
Mm-hmm.
so we could only go to tournaments about twice a year. But we made sure that when we did, we went to a big regional, and when we'd show up,
Make it
we'd
count.
show up big. Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. And then it was really funny because we'd show up, make top eight at the regional, and then everyone would be like, "All right, see you guys in 2 years."
And this is New York still, right? You were always in
Yeah.
NYC.
The first time I went to a tournament out of New York was Summit.
I
Yeah.
remember hearing about that. That's really crazy to me, and I think that's definitely a new thing. Uh, with Slippy, with online, and with
Oh yeah.
I mean, because I hear stories of back during the documentary era, people are driving East Coast to West Coast with a CRT in the back seat of their car, you playing or whatever. Because I've never done some kind of road trip like that. I think it's an old school thing, definitely. Um, that's crazy though,
Oh,
because I knew you'd say something about I don't know, maybe I know this from Summit or your campaign or something, but I knew you grew up with Melee like that, but I didn't I didn't know it was when you were that young. That's
Yeah,
really crazy. I started. I want to say I was like 7 or so. I was just telling you before we started. My oldest brother plays. It's
right.
Apple, and he kind of knew there was a competitive scene, but didn't really like mess with it too much. He was like, "Oh, that's cool," but his high school friends would come over. He was like a freshman or something, and they would just play melee all night, and I would stay up later than I was supposed to and go join them. But it was like, I mean, it was just tragic. I was just getting beat up, and
Oh, really?
like,
For
well,
me,
yeah, and like both my brothers, like my, I have two brothers, one 3 years older than me, and then it's Apple's like three
oh,
years
okay.
older than him, right? So we got like 3 year segments. But the middle brother, he mained Falco and would roll all the way to one side and then like just forward smash over and over and then like roll back and just and I was just getting rolled every time. But that's how it really started for me. But I think there's like a lot of people have that like um it's definitely like a family thing. I feel like at least for our generation almost with like starting out.
Yeah, yeah. Because how old are you? You're 21
I'm
or
20 now.
oh, you're 20. Okay.
Mm,
I turned 21 last month. So, but yeah, I feel like a lot of people are our age. Like I know, especially when I was in high school, no one really played Melee unless they were just like a hipster or
yeah.
they had an sibling, you
Unless they're
know?
tight.
Yeah.
I tried to start a melee club in high school or a smash
Oh yeah.
club. Yeah. There was those TVs they like suspend in classrooms, like in
Yeah,
my English classroom because we watched films of books we read. And it was like in the corner, this like fat TV, and I like
I know exactly what you're
we had,
talking about.
we had a really nice teacher, and I was like, "Can we like use that during lunch?" And eventually, she was like, "I guess why?" And then we come in and set a GameCube up, and there's cords going all the way up to the screen.
It's
Um,
hilarious.
that's how it started. That was hilarious, though. Didn't go too well. That club ended up just being Ultimate and Rivals of Aether, and all the melee
Oh,
stuff
really?
stopped. But I mean, it's still cool for them. But the melee scene was
Yeah,
like 3 guys, and then we all graduated.
yeah. I know like my school would run a Melee tournament like really occasionally, and I entered one of them because like I don't know, I just had time that day. And I actually met one of my good friends from that, so that was cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
like you know them still.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Brings people together for sure.
Yeah, it was
Um,
me and him in the finals of it.
mm,
And yeah, it was cool.
a rivalry and a friendship starts. um, I was also curious what got you started on Project M, because
Oh yeah.
I also played PM for a while. How did you get introduced to that?
So, um, so technically my first tournament was actually a Project M tournament.
Mm,
I didn't mention this earlier because I didn't think it was that important, but my real first tournament ever was like the same, it was like a couple months before my first singles tournament.
mm.
But we actually only entered doubles, right? Um, but yeah, Project M, we're just like, wow, it's like a melee mod, but like more characters, and like we can use like Link and Ike and
Yeah,
Pit. So
it was kind of. I mean, I always remember it well. It was so fun. I liked
yeah,
Ike
yeah,
a lot. I liked Ivysaur for a little bit. They're just all crazy.
yeah, it was really fun. So like we also like Project M, the marketing for Project M back then was like they had trailers every week and stuff
It
like
was
that.
hype. Yeah,
Yeah, it was really
and
hype.
you go grab the update or whatever. You take your
Exactly.
SD card reader and put it in your computer and go
Yeah, so
download it.
for most of the time actually, I was way better at Project M than I was at Melee.
Mm.
Like it was the same kind of deal where I can only really go to like tournaments like every like once or twice a year, maybe three
Yeah,
times.
same thing, but
Yeah. But for Project M, like I would show up even bigger. Like I was able to beat like some of the best players. Like I don't know if you remember like Emu Killer.
Definitely. The Mewtwo
Yeah, yeah.
is
When
crazy.
he was debatably best in the world to zero. Like it
Mm-hmm.
was either or zero, and I beat him in 3.02. And I was like 13 at the
Yeah.
time, and people were like going crazy.
It's wild. Some prodigy stuff going on. Um, I was curious too with your Link in Melee. Did that start with Project M or not? Because I know in that game he's like extra crazy.
Yeah,
But
he's actually like viable in Project M.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Is that why you picked him up for that game,
no,
or did you just like him?
Link has always been my favorite character in any
Mm.
video game,
Oh, sweet.
and I think it's because when I was like really little, like maybe like 2 or 3, um, I would watch my oldest brother play Ocarina of Time, and then I was like obsessed with just watching like
that's that's
this.
funny. My oldest brother, I would watch him play Twilight Princess all the time. I've never played that game and completed it myself, but I
Really?
love it because I watched him all the time. Yeah,
Yeah, actually,
that's funny.
that's exactly what it's like for me in the Metroid games. Like, I love the Metroid games, but I've never even played them. But I've watched all my brothers play them. But yeah, Link. I also played like a lot of Smash 64, and like I was just so obsessed with Link. Like my brothers would be like playing Melee even, and I would just be playing like one player mode in Smash 64. We had like back then we had like two TVs in the basement, with
That's
one
dope.
for Smash 64 and one for um. But yeah, in Melee I would always pick Link when I was little,
Mhm.
and then like eventually when we I actually cared about being good, which I was like 5 or 6, I started playing Mars. I started
You
playing
know,
Mars.
you know when most people start their competitive Melee journey. 5 years old. Oh my gosh. Um, I've definitely seen your Link dedication though. I remember the most I tuned into your stream was the Summit voting weeks. Obviously, we were all very connected, all the people in the voting. And I remember tuning in one day and you were in the middle of doing a roll with Link in a whole costume. I was like, "Oh my god, what's he doing?" Um, that was amazing though. Um, One thing that I saw on your wiki and I see on your stream, like just like when I look up Aklo and stuff, it always mentions the Brotherhood. Is that you and your three brothers?
Right,
Is
right.
that's like a crew, like a Smash crew?
Exactly, yeah.
Mm.
So, there was this TO actually. His tag is the Dueler. I don't know if you know
Hmm.
him, but
No, I never heard of it.
he used to be a pretty prominent TO on Long Island. And when we'd show up, like he's actually kind of the one who coined the term. He's like, "Oh, it's the Brotherhood, the Brotherhood."
Yeah,
And fun fact, actually, like this has nothing to do with anything, but like one day, like on Facebook, my brother saw that he's like mutual friends with one of our uncles, and then it turns out he was actually like a family friend, and like we've definitely like seen him at like a family party before and stuff like that.
I don't
But
know, dude. I don't know anyone at my reunions. I would have no idea. I'm the person who's there, and I'm like, I shake hands with someone, I talk to them for 30 minutes, and then I go find my sister, and I'm like, who is that? How do I know this person?
but yeah, that like you said, that was our crew name, and
Yeah.
it really stuck. Like me and my brothers, we even have a group chat right now called the Brotherhood.
Do they all still play? I mean, you're definitely you've excelled. I feel like, but are they still
So
around?
yeah, yeah. So my two older brothers, like my two oldest brothers, they don't really play Melee much nowadays. They want to a little bit pick it up again, but they play Ultimate here and there.
Hmm.
But my third oldest brother, like the one closest in age to me, you probably heard of him, Foxy Grandpa. But
Yes, yes, I have. I did not know he was related. That's cool.
oh really?
Mhm.
Well, not to get mixed up with like the Mortal Kombat player. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people. Yeah. Um, He's super, super good at melee. Like, and I'm not just like gassing him up here, but like he knows the game better than I do. Like
Wow.
he coaches me all the time. Like you've probably seen him on my stream if
Hmm.
like before the big set, especially yesterday actually.
That's
Like for
awesome.
example, during Smash World Tour regionals, um, I lost to Gatsu day one pretty badly, and then he watched the VODs for me, like not even with me,
Yeah.
and
Takes
like
notes.
he watched some Falcon VODs of me versus Non at Summit like a few months before, and then he told me like some things I need to do, like and I don't know if you want to get in depth about it, but
Sure.
a big thing was like up tilting in the right spot or
Hmm.
like stuff like that. I don't know. But he told me what I need to do, and then the next day I beat Non 3-0, and then I actually have to rematch Gatsu off stream
Wow.
for seeding, and I 3-0 him too.
Jeez.
Yeah.
that's the that's the support you need. That's amazing coaching and stuff. And
Yeah. Back
that's kind of
back
like
before
the next level. I feel like. What were you
yeah,
saying?
back
Sorry.
before when he was competing consistently, he was actually better than I was.
Mm.
So he recently has just been like really, really busy with work, but
Yeah.
I am really confident that if he competed, he'd be just as good as me. So
That's scary that there's someone who's just that good, but just holding it all back. um. Yeah, I was gonna ask you as well because you you definitely have crazy skill level in the game, but you're also on a constant school grind. I
right,
notice now, and you're studying. Are you in pre med too?
right, yeah.
You are okay. I, I was I was thinking before this because I was trying to remember what you did for school, and I was like, there's so many cracked melee players that are in med school. There's like
It's
you
true.
and Laud, Chef Rock, and like probably more that I'm forgetting, but they're
Yes, I have Swedish too, Swedish
Swedish
delight.
delight. Yeah,
I didn't know Chef Rock was pre-med or is he in
not
med school?
nursing or something.
Okay,
So,
yeah,
something medical that will
healthcare
make a
related.
lot of money. Yeah, yeah, but I think that's crazy. There's definitely a work ethic there. That's what that has in common. I mean, you have to put in lots of work for melee and for that.
It's actually hard for me sometimes because my brother described it like the way I do things is when I get anxious about like melee or school, like he'll say you're not even going 50-50 in them. Like what I end up doing because I'm so anxious is I'll be going 30-30
Mm,
because I'll be playing melee while thinking about school
yeah, or the
and
opposite.
or the opposite, and that just makes it worse, you know.
I was gonna ask about that. It just seems like a really hard thing to balance.
Yeah.
And and just like I said before we started, you have your spring break right now, and you've gone to like I don't know 5 tournaments in 7 days or something.
No,
Like
actually my spring break ended last week.
oh, you have class still this week,
Yeah,
and
this whole
you're
week I it's
oh my god, and you did TMT, uh, the
like
New York local, and Giga Schwab and East Coast Fridays.
yeah.
Uh, that's insane.
Oh, by the way,
I don't think I have an excuse when I talk to like you and Mech and stuff on here. I've
oh, is Mech in
competed,
school?
huh?
Is Mech also in school?
I actually did not talk about that with him, but I mean you know him. He competes in like three
Yeah, I thought that.
tournaments a day minimum.
Oh, okay,
It's
I
like
see
he
what you're
just
saying.
grinds every single day. It's ridiculous.
By the way, did you mind if I tweeted this stream out or no?
Oh, go ahead, please.
Okay, cool.
Get everyone
But
in here.
you can keep asking questions. I'll just do it as we.
Yeah, yeah. See if I got something. I do know like I remember what it's like playing you. I was thinking about that too before the show today. Um, because I lucked out. You know, I got to play for like Summit campaign and stuff, and then we kept playing a little bit after.
Yeah,
Um,
we should definitely play again sometime.
we
That's
we definitely should. But I was thinking about that, and the first thought I had when I played friendly with you was like, this is not who I've seen in tournament. I was like, he's just side B edge canceling, and like I can't get away. This fox is the most aggressive fox I think I've ever played in my life. I was like, what's going on? Because like a week before I was watching you in like grand finals somewhere, like, or just in some tournament, like be all methodical and slow and like just like breaking down people in neutral, and I'm like, that's just the most different thing I've ever seen. Which is why I think it's perfect and hilarious that yesterday you announced that you are a guy farting on unranked.
I
I was,
know.
I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
what a good time for that to happen. Because like was everyone saying that when they played your fox on unranked? Like, who's this crazy fast technical fox? Like, I think people were
Exactly.
calling it Cyrox and like whoever, like,
Cyrox Crush.
and Crush, yeah.
Ridiculous,
But
man.
what was your like inspiration to do that? Were you just like on your days off a stream, you were just like, I just want to go mess people up
Yeah,
with a
no.
funny
So
name?
so I saw Law do it with Leo,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm just like, let me think, let me think.
Yeah.
I guess it really was like I just wanted to see. Like I was thinking of making a tweet. Like yeah, that's what it was actually. I was thinking of making this tweet where I would be like, if I made a Smurf account, or like if you guys watched my play without seeing my tag, you
Mm-hmm.
guys wouldn't call me lame. You would call me sick. But then I realized, wait, instead of making this tweet, why don't I actually just make that come true?
That's
So
sick. Cause you do you get a lot of like backlash like that? Do you get a lot of like Aklo's lame and like patient and boring and stuff and like
yeah, all the
taunting
time.
people? You get that probably. Um, that's just funny
That is-
because I hear people say that I see it in like chat and stuff sometimes if you're in a tournament, and I always just go back to when I was playing you those one times. I was like, this guy literally like is just so fast and crazy and jabbing the T drops on me like it's nothing.
like, all right, I'm definitely like tooting my own horn here, but
Mm.
like you gotta like see the stuff that I'm doing. And how can you
Yes,
still call me lame? You know,
yes, I
like
know.
your favorite top player cannot do what I'm doing.
Yeah, and that's okay to toot your own horn. You can say these things, but like, uh, well, I remember one clip too. This one's always stuck with me for some reason. I think you put it out on Twitter, but someone was shielding on top plat, and you double jumped all the way up there, landed on the ground and up smashed, and
Oh,
they
I know
shield
what you.
drop and whiffed something. It was like I had never once thought about a bait like that in my life.
Yeah, I love that clip
I was
actually. That was versus Ben at Galint,
Oh, it was a
I
shield.
think.
It was a Sheik shield drop fair. That's what it was.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
So
crazy.
it might have been like a she shield drop Nair fair, but like that, yeah, like that bait was crazy. That one didn't get that many likes on Twitter. I feel like people didn't really understand it.
They don't. It's okay. You understand it. That's what matters. You
That
know
is
how
true.
cool you are, Aklo.
Yo, is that an what do you call it? An air nomad tattoo?
Yeah.
That's insane. I love that. Avatar
My
is my favorite.
It's mine.
Like
I get that. Like I was literally at my local last Sunday, and my opponent said the same thing. He was like, "That's my favorite show."
dude, I literally like I'm not joking. When I watch the show, or like even without watching the show, I know most of the lines from that show.
They're so memorable. My God.
Yeah.
No, my siblings all got them. So because I have three siblings, so my middle brother is Earth. My oldest brother is Fire. No, he's Water, and my sister is Water.
Well, they all have the
Yeah,
tattoos.
they
Oh
all
my
have.
God,
I
that's
messed
so
it up.
cool.
Middle brother's Earth, oldest brother's Water, my sister's Fire. Um,
That's so cool,
it's
dude.
fun, yeah, because we all loved it.
Dude, me and my brother should do that. That'd be insane.
Do it. What do you think you are? Which
Definitely,
culture do you think you come from?
definitely
Air.
air.
I
Yeah,
see that. I see that.
I think it makes sense because I mean they always say classic airbender tactics, avoid and evade, and that's all I
Oh
do.
my god. You don't even fight.
And I've taken those like online quizzes, which type of
Oh
bender would you
yeah.
be? I always get air.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like man, I feel like I could do that more in my melee, honestly. I never think about that. Or I do sometimes, but I was talking about with mech last week. I'm too greedy for the punish like always all the time. I just want to hit people and then start stuff, but I don't know. I think with my movement being as maxed out as it is, I should try out some Aklo evading and just see if it works. I
Like
don't
the
know.
way I see the best way to play the game is like I know this sounds stupid, right? Like Isaiah always people always talk about he said
Don't
don't
get
get
hit.
hit. And like I don't know if you remember, I actually tweeted about that one time. I said Isaiah colon like don't get hit. And then I said Aklo colon plays to not get hit. And then
The melee community.
wait, that's illegal. And then I got a lot of likes, like, but I also got like a lot of like quote tweets being like, "When you understand the message in the worst way possible" or something like this. But like,
You
I think
play,
that's exactly what I'm doing. Like, I'm just playing to not get hit instead
yeah.
of like going for the hit, and I think that's a good strategy.
It's a very good strategy, and like I'll be completely transparent when I'm like watching you do this to people in bracket. You're like up two stocks and you haven't been touched in 2 minutes. It looks dreadful. It looks like the worst thing to try to beat ever because it looks just unbeatable. It's so good.
People
Um,
actually get like physically frustrated.
yeah. No, I guarantee you, if you did that to me, my mentality would definitely take a hit. I obviously
Yeah.
I know I'm playing against Aklo and whatever, but like it would definitely be a struggle. But that's just how you get people even worse, just by doing that too.
Yeah, I mean, like if that is making them play worse, like then you should keep doing it. Like if that's giving you
Yeah.
the edge, then you should do keep doing that.
hmm I should probably ask about the taunts as well. Is
I was
this
gonna
why they
bring it
come
up.
up? Yeah. Is this why
I
they
was gonna bring
happen?
it. Yeah. So what did you say?
Just is that the same mentality you have behind the taunts as well? Is it like I'm already noticing they're a little tilted, but maybe if I taunt they'll play worse? Are you
So
doing it
actually,
like that or
for most of the time, when I was taunting, it really was not to tilt my opponent,
yeah.
unless I really didn't like you, then it was. But like I guess I'm not gonna name names, but
Yeah,
like there are
yeah,
some
don't have to.
people like I taunted because I just didn't like them, and
Their
but
play style or whatever.
yeah, like most of the time I usually taunt. Like if you noticed in my matches when I taunt, like I don't taunt usually after I beat someone. Like I
Yeah.
usually taunt like when it's even stocks or something like that because like I want them to be able to do something better. I usually taunt when it's like a really good opponent and
Hmm.
like it's kind of like hyping myself up, pumping myself
I
up.
mean, Fox says, "Come on." He says, give me your all." Like,
But then after the whole thing with like slime and
yeah.
him and like everyone on Twitter just dogpiling, I'm just like, wow, if you guys really have like the maturity of like 8-year-olds and you guys get that mad about it, after that, I actually started doing it to tilt people because I'm just like, okay, if this is giving me that much of an edge, I'm just like, I
Now,
might as well.
oh, they made it worse, dude. Now
Yeah.
you're petty about it. And it's like,
Um,
no, that's funny though, and it probably works on like most opponents too,
yeah,
combined with your
and
playstyle.
it
Just like,
does, yeah. I find it like shocking how much it works because for me, the actually one of the also the reasons I taunted when I was even like when I was playing Melee with my brothers when I was a kid,
Mhm.
we always taunted every time we got a kill, like every time, because we
The
thought you're
level one CPUs do it. It's how you play the game.
yeah, we thought you're supposed to do that. So it's actually really funny because there's a stat in the game called fighter stance
Oh,
when you taunt at the same time you get a kill. You literally get points for it. Like
what? That's
yeah,
great.
so my first tournament ever, I was taunting every time I got a kill, and I didn't understand that people even like saw it as remotely like BM. So people were like going, "Oh," like after I taunted and stuff.
Yeah.
I literally had no clue why.
You're like, what? This is just how you do it.
Yeah, like it was
I
wild to me.
I am a tiny bit of a taunter. I never have it, in tournament to like I haven't used it in the way you have for like gaining an edge on someone like that or to like hype myself up. I think I relate to hyping myself up cuz if you see me taunt, there's two reasons I've ever taunted in Melee. It is if I hit you with an unbelievable combo you've never seen before and
You
no
got
one
it.
watching has seen before, I
I,
taunt.
I did that one too. I did
Yeah,
that one too.
I mean you have to. Most people do that, I think. And then the second one is anytime it's possible to taunt cancel on Randall. In bracket, if I'm up, if I'm down, I don't care. I do it every single time because I think it's hilarious.
That's
And
awesome.
that I've died for it. And I don't really think I care. It's just fun. But like,
There's one. There's. Oh, sorry. Were you
no, I'm
finished?
just saying I do like in tournament and stuff, like regardless of what I'm playing, where I'm playing, I just always do like little fun things, I guess. Because maybe it's not hyping myself up, but it's like, look at this, haha. That's all I'm thinking when like in between stocks, I'll do the like wispy side B thing on Dreamland. I like to
Yeah.
call it a wispy drop. I'll do the wispy drop and then go, huh, look at that. Like it just makes me feel good. I don't know. It's fun. Or like a taunt cancel on Randall or a pivot drop for no reason just because it's nice.
I
But
think the only other time I taunt is actually when I get tilted.
mm,
Um, like when I get tilted and then I'm beating my opponent, then I'm just like, all right, like you pissed me off. Like I'm gonna cut you off.
yeah.
Like that. Especially like I guess against like some examples of that is like when like Toussaint at Smash World Tour Regionals, like he was like super camping me on
Mm,
Dreamland or something like that, and then or it was like FD. So then yeah, he was on the ledge on FD for like 2 minutes, like literally just doing nothing. So instead of like challenging him or threatening him, I went to the middle of the stage and shot lasers the wrong way, just standing lasers, and then killed him and taunted him because I was really pissed. And then HBox the other day on East Coast Friday,
I watched
um
a tiny bit of that. I think I missed your set though. But
or it might have been TMT, but like
mm,
he camped me for so long in the air. I actually watched the VOD and counted it. I think it was like a minute and 40 seconds or something that he went from the he was jumping around the platform and then eventually he stopped and went to the ledge. So then I beat him and I taunted him because I was pissed. I was tilted.
yeah, gotta let it out somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hard to be tilted and play good. Like, I think it's almost impossible for me. I don't know about like. Do you think you can use your anger in that way to like? Do you think it can make you play better, or does it always make you play worse?
I think I've learned to just I don't know if it can ever make you play better, but you gotta make sure it doesn't make you play worse.
Yeah, you got to practice that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I think I'm. I don't know if I'm average. I might be like average. I think in like mentality stuff when I'm playing, but uh, I'm definitely very vulnerable in tournament to any kind of emotional stuff. Angry or confused or angry at myself or my opponent. Like I always say like on my stream and stuff. I definitely need to practice it, but if you get in my head like one time, you win the set already.
Really.
Think I'm weak in that area of the game, yeah. Which
I
is
think
why online's harder. Specifically, online's harder because if
how
my
come?
opponent's right next to me, like I know the vibe, I know they're competing. Like I talk to them before and after, they're a nice dude or girl or whatever. But like online, I take everything the wrong way sometimes. If I'm in
Uh,
bracket, because people's intentions are different. But if you tell yourself like, well, they're just trying to be a dick, then you're gonna make yourself mad for no reason. So it's like,
yeah, people definitely assume the worst online.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was curious uh, how you deal with that or what your thoughts were because you've competed a lot more online than like the average player, right? Because you didn't travel till Summit 11. That means you or Summit 10, whichever one. Um, but that means it was just the New York City locals, regionals, and then everything online, right?
Yeah, exactly. But
So what do you
wait,
think
what?
about like the online competition? How do you deal with like? Is it different? How do you think it
Yeah,
compares?
I think it's insane, like how much people assume things because it's honestly sad. Like people, like I've seen people say like, "Oh yeah, Aklo only taunts online." First of all, that's not even true. I don't know like why you think that.
Yeah.
Um, and then another thing is like people just assume like I'm like a terrible person, like a jerk and stuff. And it's sad because like if everyone who's met me in person at tournaments has become friends with me, like
Mm-hmm.
and like it's all these people they don't even like give me a chance by like coming into my stream or anything. Like they just assume.
Yeah. It is interesting to compare playstyle to like the person, right? Because
Yeah,
there's a completely crazy cracked players that just do wild stuff that I know, and they're like not the nicest person I've ever met, or like maybe they're just super quiet, and that's fine. They just let the gameplay do all the talking and stuff. But then you're kind of the opposite, right? In tournament, you're like all methodical and you destroy people and you taunt sometimes and get in their head, and then you're just a chill dude. Like I don't know, it's because it's hard to correlate it, but I think it definitely does. I don't know, it does connect. I think maybe when you're at your most relaxed or playing friendlies and stuff. There's a good question. Do you think your personality naturally is it more Aklo or is it more guy farting?
oh
You know
my
what I
person.
mean? Yeah. Like, what do you think you align with more?
Hmm. Well, to be honest, I think Guy Fawkes and Aklo play the exact same.
I like that answer.
Because that was the whole point of me making Guy farting.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't change the way I play at all. Like people just thought the way I played was different.
Yeah.
Like me going on Guy farting, I hate saying that.
I
It
know.
sounds so
It's hilarious to say right now. You made the name, not me, dude. That was you.
um me going on that account. I actually made a point to try as hard as I could with that account.
Mm.
So
But I
like
think you along with most players, when you're if you have the advantage, if you're like destroying people, then that's when you start schmooving, when you start doing all the cool stuff, and then everyone's like, that's when they're clipping you and being like, who the hell is this guy?
yeah, that
But
is true. That is true.
mm-hmm. It's for most of us.
But I think a lot of people say like Melee like kind of personifies or it's like an extension of your personality.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's true to an extent. Like there's no doubt that Melee is like 100% an expressive game,
Yeah.
right? But like to say that like this guy plays like a jerk, I think that's pretty
Yeah,
dumb.
it's like I don't know. I guess that's one thing I was trying to tell you earlier before we started, like how there's just like negative attitudes and stuff towards it. I think what I agree with when people say like your personality is reflected through the game. If it's like positive stuff, I like that more. Instead of going, they play rude. They probably suck. But it's like,
Like the way I see it is like yeah, obviously like there's ways to express yourself in the game, but at the same time, what works is what works, and there are times
mm,
when like you just have to do that if you're trying to win, you know?
yeah, you got it. Sometimes you just gotta stomp me.
Yeah,
You just have
exactly.
to shine spike because they missed an edge guard and they're at 0%.
Yeah.
And they do Falcon's shitty up B and die because they chose that character.
You know, I
It's
used
their
to main
fault. You used to main Falcon?
Yeah.
yeah, back when I was 12 actually. Like that tournament I was talking
So
about where I
you
got
went.
like ninth.
I'm trying to get the timeline here. Marth at 6, Falcon at 12.
There's actually
Didn't
I mean, there's a
anyone
little
else.
too.
Mm.
When I was around 8 years old, my mains were Fox and Pikachu.
Okay.
So I knew how to wave shine when I was like 8. Um,
I was so behind. What was I doing?
my Dr. Mario was pretty good back then too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then I was like I was a big Hacks fan when I was 12, and when he switched to Fox, I saw him like double shining. Was like, yeah, Falcon's not cutting it for me. I had no clue what I was talking
Oh,
about.
so
I
you
was like,
you followed him out off of Falcon. I see.
yeah,
I see exactly what happened.
yeah,
Wild. And then after that, you stuck it out with Fox then.
yeah.
Mm.
It took me a long time to get good with Fox in tournament because he there's a lot of like technical things like ledge dashing especially
Yeah. I
that
think.
like
Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah okay I wasn't confident doing them in tournament,
Yeah.
so I would like practice these things at home, and then at tournament I'm just like I can't do this. There's so much pressure, so much on the line. But the reality is like for any character, you kind of got to trust yourself in tournament. You got to trust that what you studied or what you practiced is gonna work
It's gonna
if you do
happen.
it. Yeah. I think that's one of the hardest things about playing in tournament. You have to do hard things on the spot, and you have to
Hmm.
trust that like it's gonna work.
Yeah. And if you're not worried about it, that's when it's gonna happen. When you actually believe yourself. If you can
Yeah.
like think right here, I need to ledge dash up smash with Fox, and then you just do it. You don't have to. I think you need to be at a point where you can think it, and then it just happens, rather than think like I need to hit this angle on the stick, and then jump here, and then wave dash here. Like it has to just be a thing that you just have.
And then the worst for a lot of people is like when you miss it, then just like, oh,
Hmm.
should I even try it again? You know?
Yeah, and like before I've like missed a hack stash or something with Falcon, then I die, and then I go and try another immediately just to because I need to like prove to myself that I'm
Yeah,
still. But like, I think that's kind of bad. Like, you just gotta trust yourself all the way, anyways.
it
You're
is.
gonna
Yeah,
mess stuff up. It's just
it's a
it
problem I
happens.
have a lot too. I do that a lot.
Yeah. I've definitely done it multiple times too. Kill myself again, or I'm like playing friendlies with someone and like voice chatting. I'm like, hang on, and then we stop playing just so I can go get something and be like, all right.
Yeah,
But we take for granted what we're able to do. I feel like,
yeah,
when I'm like missing a pivot gentleman or something, I shouldn't be mad about that. It's a really hard thing to do. I should be impressed that I can even try it. You know.
that's true. Yeah. I remember when I played you for the first time, like that's literally the only time in Melee where I played someone and saw like things that I didn't understand.
That's one of the things I aspire to do is show people things like that, and also teach people like stuff they could do too that they haven't thought of.
Yeah.
I got you
That's
on a. Didn't I get you on side BT drops with Fox?
yeah, I've never actually tried that yet, but like I
Oh,
do want to. Yeah. I never thought of it until you told me. Like saw you do it, you know.
mm-hmm. But that's like, yeah, it's like mostly what I try to do, I guess, in the game. But there's also definitely competitive motivation and stuff that's there for me, but it's like less, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
Like that's understandable.
Yeah. Do you have like? Are you always super motivated to for competition, or does it go up and down, or?
I think competition is actually kind of what motivates me.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been like rare slumps here and there where like I just don't feel like playing.
Yeah.
Um,
Burnout probably from a, your balance in school and the
yeah,
game,
exactly.
and that can just happen.
Yeah, when school gets really busy, and then you're not playing for a while, coming back and playing bad melee feels even worse, but you just got to get through it.
Yeah. I'm definitely a play through it kind of mindset with that stuff. I have taken breaks before. The only thing that makes me take full melee breaks is my wrist. I mean, you've seen me wearing this today. But
Yeah, I did see that.
um
Yeah.
and that's partially me being maybe a little irresponsible, maybe playing too much when I shouldn't, but I'm working on that. Um but I think like breaks are fine, but I also kind of just push through. Or if I'm having a bad day, I'm more likely to play at least like 30 more minutes and see if it gets better instead of just stopping. But like, because I guess I don't want to fold. I don't want to be like, oh, it's a bad day for melee. I'm gonna not play melee. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll make it a good day if I play if I play more, if I try harder. Um, and sometimes that's good, and sometimes it sucks. I mean, sometimes I'll get stuck playing when I'm not enjoying myself for like an hour and a half, and I don't even realize it. But
Yeah, that
I think
happens too.
knowing when to stop is good.
That's
Definitely.
hard. I
It's
feel
so
people,
hard.
yeah.
You too? Because like I'll be streaming or on unranked or something. It's like been such a mediocre day, and then this opponent's just like completely destroying me, and I can't figure it out, and I'm not having fun. It's not
Yeah.
entertaining to watch. No one wants to be there either.
It's
and
addicting.
I'm, yeah, it is an addiction. It's in a I don't know. I always joke. I say I'm addicted to combos. I am. That's why my
Yeah.
neutral sucks.
I think we're all a little addicted to combos.
Yeah, definitely true. I'm reading here. I want to see if there's any other things I want to ask before we're about to wrap it up in about 10 here.
Oh, okay.
Um, hmm. I guess I want to talk about Link a little bit. We didn't talk too much
Oh, yeah.
about your tournaments, Link stuff. When did you decide to do that for the first time?
So the first time I ever went Lincoln tournament was actually also when I was 12.
Oh, wait,
Um,
way back, way back.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was really funny actually. I don't know if you know who DK Will is, but he's a
I've heard of
pretty,
him. DK player, right? Really?
yeah, yeah. He's a pretty well-known like
Mm-hmm.
Brawl Smash 4 Ultimate player.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
But
that's what I knew him from was Smash Four. He was just
yeah,
messing everyone up in that game.
yeah. He's from Long Island,
Mm.
so I had beaten his Sheik in Melee with Link, and then like no one knew who I was back then, and
Yeah.
like I hear my brother overhears like DK Will talking to Tio. It's so funny. Like he's just like I lost to a 12-year-old, and he's like the Tio is the dueler who I was talking about earlier. He's like you lost to a 12-year-old. Well, he must have been good. Like who did he play? And then he goes he played fucking Link, man. And then he literally gets in a chair like this. He goes like this.
Questions reality after that loss, dude.
But yeah. Then it wasn't until like that was just me playing Link because I really liked playing him, and that's
Mm-hmm.
part of the reason I still play him
Yeah.
now. That's most of the reason to be honest. But then I did think of like the marathon FD thing
Yeah.
way like way long ago. So I tried doing that, and it worked out sometimes.
Yeah. Is
And then
that something you're still gonna try to continue, or because I mean we
yeah,
got Leffen's Sheik now. We have I know Azel. He's the most successful at it I've seen actually. Azel up in NorCal right now. I see him at locals and stuff, and plays Fox all bracket, and he goes against like Umar's Marth or something and plays Sheik, and it's really freaking good Sheik. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so my link was okay against the Martha FD for a while.
Mm.
And then I thought I had the best link in the world. And then um when the what do you call it? Like the quarantine era came,
Yeah.
I played some of like the really good link players and I was beating them, but except for Honey Bear actually.
Hmm.
Um Honey Bear beat me in like a bunch of friendlies online. And then
Dittos
I
or
what?
Dittos?
Yeah, Dittos,
Mm.
yeah. Link Dittos. And then I learned a lot from that, and then the next time since then I've been beating him. So I think that improved my link a lot, like so much. But
Mm.
and then ever since then, like my link against Marthon FD, like I'm just always doing that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's so badass. I love that. Well,
I'm done
because
with I'm done with the Link versus Peach on FD. I think that's
uh,
bad.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. I remember one set. What was the set? You and Laud? I
Oh
think it
yeah,
was the
Four Loco Fight Night.
yeah something. No, that was a grueling set. Oh my gosh.
That was crazy. That was exhausting, dude. He uh he went back to FD twice against my Link, and I beat him both times.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy though. I'm at like if I'm a Marth playing you in tournament and I lose the first game, I'm like, what do I what do I do? I have to deal with them with platforms or play a matchup that like no one
I
knows
think
anything about, honestly.
the funniest thing about it is like people are just like, oh yeah, that player lost to Aklo's Link on FD, but it's not gonna happen to me. So I'm still counter picking to FD, and it happens to them.
Well, they gotta learn. They gotta learn. I'm
Yeah.
starting to I'm starting to be better about playing like anyone, no matter the character, because I'm scared that's gonna happen to me sometime. I forget people just switch in tournament. They just switch characters. Like
It's so uncommon in Melee.
it's very uncommon, especially now. I know back then
Yeah.
it used to be more of a thing, counterpicking character and stage. But I was at what was a recent one, the Town Throwdown, Oakland, and I beat a Fox game one, and they just counterpicked Marth Yoshi's, and I was like,
Wow.
okay, like I wasn't ready for it. I managed to win the game, but I was like, oh yeah, people do that. Like I totally forgot. Um, but yeah, it's crazy how much I think people have to be very ready for you because you have that in your pocket.
Yeah.
It's a different
It's true.
feeling than another player.
I mean, there was that set at I don't know if you saw the nightclub where Kadoran came to the East Coast.
I don't think so.
You guys should watch that. That's
That looks
actually
cool.
probably my favorite set, me versus Kadoran.
Of all time,
Um,
of you, favorite set of you.
yeah, favorite set of me.
Oh,
Maybe all time. I don't
I want to see. Okay, but
know.
you did the link counter pick.
Yeah. So I was in winner's side at grand finals. He 3-0's my Fox, and then he resets it, and then I took a game with Fox. So and then he goes to FD, and then he takes two stocks immediately off my link, and then I don't lose a stock for the rest of the match, and then I beat him, and then he goes back, and then I beat him again with Link. So my Link did better than my Fox.
Wow,
Yeah,
that just makes me want my secondaries to be so much better. When I hear about things like that, or when like the first guest we had on here was PGH Carroll, and he's got like a million characters he plays like super well. Um, I do have my Young Link, which is not bad, but it doesn't compare to my Falcons level.
yeah, yeah.
Do you actively practice your Link stuff, or is it just kind
I
of been
try,
there
I
since
try to
you?
play him on unranked pretty
Mm,
constantly, like frequently, but actually with the new unranked, like
it's
I
hard
can't even,
now.
yeah, I can't even play Link on
Yeah,
unranked. Like,
that happens to me too. I'm like, I want to chill out now. Like, I'll be on stream, been playing
yeah,
Falcon for 2 hours. I'm like, all right, let's just go Falco or DK or something for no reason, just have some fun. And I'm just getting like 3 stocked. It's
Yeah, like
so hard.
I can't play Link and then run into IBDW best of fives.
I don't know if he wants to best of 5 your Link.
No, he wouldn't. He'd reset. And,
He
like, I
just
know
leave.
for a fact he would reset until I played Fox. Even my own brother doesn't. He refuses to play against my Link.
It's that bad, huh?
Yeah,
Let me play it sometime.
I'm down. Yeah, if you actually want to, that'd be fun.
I will. See what it's about. All right. Well, it has been wonderful. We're at about an hour here.
Okay.
I do have somewhere to be today, which is why I won't be going over. Thank you for being on though. This was very nice.
Yeah, this was awesome. I'm happy to be a part of this. I
Yeah.
wish we could talk longer, but I think we covered a lot of things too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe you can come back sometime. I'm not sure if I'm like continuing this into summer. Like I don't really know, but let me know if you want to be back on, and we'll do another one.
Yeah, sure. You should definitely keep doing this. This is a really cool idea.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And chat, thank you for tuning in. This will be on YouTube tomorrow morning, about 8 a.m. or so. So everybody, have a wonderful Sunday. And we'll see you later.
All right. I guess.